to you, Avril. Take care, and thank you for calling us this morning. Now, look, the doc from Neutrog has always got some interesting stories to take us behind the scenes into gardening and often dig deeping in the dirt. And he wants to have a look at an invisible fungal network that's connecting plants. What on earth, Huey? Good morning to you.
Hi, Graham. Yes, a couple of weeks ago you had a caller on your program and you advised her about a Waratah and how it might do so much better if planted in the garden instead of a pot. And I think you probably alluded to a potential reason why this might be so. Well, it turns out there's a system of fungal hyphae which connect many of the plants in your garden. And most likely this is also the case for the Waratah. So as a rule, all of these plants are interconnected by this fungal network, including Australian natives. And this network has now been called the Wood Wide Web, and it's been accepted as being...
Wood Wide Web, I love it.
Yeah, and it's been accepted now as an essential part of your plant health and growth.
Yeah, well, of course, Waratahs and I think Banksias, you see the best Waratahs in the bush growing near a Banksia, and I think they've got a bit of a relationship going on, but we don't want to ask too much about the native plants and their relationships. But anyway, how does this fungal network help our plants?
Well, we've spoken previously about how fungi associated with roots of individual plants help in nutrient acquisition with things like phosphate, zinc, iron and the like. But this network of fungi does so much more. It links different plants together. In particular, related plants often share the same fungi. And then those same fungal species associated with a number of different plants. So this links plants by this underground network so they share these resources. Now, I know that sounds counter to what most people think because plants are usually competing for nutrients. So why would they share? Well, the most obvious reason is that when plants have young saplings, the mother plant will provide a range of nutrients, including sugar, to their offspring by this fungal network. So that makes perfect sense in that setting, but it also occurs when plants are not related by this offspring system. So, one plant may have a fungi which is great at getting phosphate, and then that plant can share this, and other plants may then share their resources. For example, we already know that deciduous trees in your garden will give sugars to evergreens in summer and receive sugars back from those evergreen trees in winter and autumn. So it's really likely that Waratah has those same connections and therefore gets resources from other natives. And as you pointed out, in particular with other members of the Proteaceae family, such as the Banksia.
Yes. Isn't that fascinating, listeners? So how do we encourage, I guess that's the most important thing, your last thing you want to do, and that's why it's difficult growing them in pots, but how do we encourage this fungal network in our own garden so you've got plants that are related, can help each other?
Well, one way to ensure that is you don't dig around too deeply in your plants because that can destroy that connection between those plants. And also using an organically based fertilizer is ideal because it's not so harsh as to damage that fungal network. But perhaps the most important is you want to encourage a range of fungi in your soil. So using an organic mulch is fantastic. And, we know that hooflung dung is a great mulch for many reasons, but because it's already biologically active and it contains the sort of material that fungi love, it really provides the ideal conditions to encourage and allow these fungal networks to grow and multiply.
Yeah, see, there's 1,000 reasons why hooflung dung is just such a great mulch. Look, there is so much going on under our feet in the soil. Who would have guessed that? It's really an amazing world. So by encouraging all of this fungal soil network, listeners, and plant health and survival is all enhanced. One way to ensure that your soil is active and has the potential for this network is to mulch with hooflung dung. Now, you've heard me talking about hooflung dung. It's just the most amazing mulch of all. It's available at Bunnings, other hardware outlets, and, of course, all good garden centres. Once again, Yuri, you've taken us into a new world and given us a bit of some answers to a question that we've had here on the Garden Clinic for many years. Thank you for that, and have a great weekend, pal.
No problems, Graham. It's good to see that your voice is back to normal.
Yes, it has. Yeah, all good. Thanks, Yuri.
Yes, bye.
Bye-bye, buddy. Yeah, good man. Isn't that interesting? Look, we know...